Welcome everyone to our in-depth review of the Lexus NX 450h Plus, the first plug-in hybrid PHEV in the NX family, blending Lexus's signature refinement with electrified performance and modern tech. The NX 450h Plus is built on the GAK platform shared with the Toyota RAV4 and represents Lexus's step into the plug-in hybrid world, offering a compelling balance between efficiency, usability, and luxury. The powertrain consists of a 2.5-liter inline four-cylinder Atkinson cycle petrol engine, A25A FXS, combined with electric motors, one on the front axle and another on the rear for all-wheel drive. So Lexus calls the system E4 or AWDI, in which the rear motor drives the rear wheels electrically up to certain speeds. In total, the combined output is around 305 bhp, or about 309 PS, or 226 kilowatts, and torque in the region of 227 Newton-meters from the internal engine plus electric motor contributions, giving the NX 450h Plus brisk performance for its class. The electric side is supported by an onboard battery pack of about 18.1 kilowatt-hours usable capacity, which Lexus claims allows a WLTP-rated electric driving range up to 47 miles, or about 75 kilometers on mixed driving conditions. In real-world usage, many reviews report 40 to 43 miles, or 65 to 70 kilometers of EV range, which is more than adequate for many commuters. The EV top speed, that is maximum speed in full electric mode, is about 83 miles per hour, or 133 kilometers an hour, which means you can sustain electric mode even on many faster roads. Charging that battery from a home wall box, 7.4 kilowatt AC, takes roughly 2 hours and 45 minutes for a full charge. Alternatively, you can schedule charging via the Lexus Link app, which also lets you pre-cool or preheat the cabin before departure. In hybrid mode, when electric energy is depleted or more power is demanded, the petrol engine seamlessly kicks in and the system blends power and transition smoothly via an eCVT, electronically controlled continuously variable transmission, so that the handover is largely imperceptible, one of the hallmarks of Lexus's refinement efforts. The driving modes include Eco, Normal, Sport, EV, and a custom EV Auto or Hybrid Balance mode, where the system picks the optimal source. In Sport mode, throttle response is sharper and the system biases more aggressively to keep both engine and electric motors engaged, giving a more dynamic feel. In terms of acceleration, Lexus claims 0 to 62 miles per hour, or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, in about 6.3 seconds. A credible figure for a mid-size PHEV SUV. The top speed is limited to around 112 miles per hour in combined mode. Considering the extra weight of the battery and dual motors, Lexus has tuned the chassis carefully. The second-generation NX sits on a stiffer body shell with a slightly lower center of gravity, about 20 millimeters lower, and a slightly wider track front and rear to enhance handling stability. The suspension uses McPherson struts up front and multi-link in the rear and is tuned to strike a balance between ride comfort and composure. Steering is electrically assisted, EPS, with decent weighting and feedback, though like many luxury SUVs, it favors linear, predictable responses rather than sharp, road car-like feel. In everyday driving, the NX 450h Plus is exceedingly quiet. When cruising in electric mode, road and wind noise may become more noticeable, but Lexus has done a good job isolating NVH, noise vibration harshness, through insulation and damping so the cabin remains serene. On firmer roads or uneven surfaces, the ride is comfortable yet controlled, with minimal harshness transmitted through the chassis. Under more spirited driving, body roll is reasonably managed, although it's not a sports car. The NX prioritizes comfort over outright handling thrills. As for regenerative braking, the system is tuned to be smooth and linear with some degree of one-pedal feel in higher regen settings. However, there is still some dead zone between coasting and braking, meaning the driver will occasionally need to use the mechanical brakes. Lexus offers multiple regen settings, low, normal, high, allowing customization of the feel. In mixed use, the NX 450h Plus often maintains 30 to 40% state of charge while driving, depending on route and mode settings, so the petrol engine is engaged less often, improving overall fuel efficiency. When fully charged and in commuter cycles, Many owners report very high miles per gallon or low liters per 100-kilometer figures, especially when daily driving remains within the EV range. On longer journeys, the petrol engine acts as a seamless backup, making the NX 450h Plus more flexible than a full electric vehicle EV. Turning to exterior styling, the NX 450h Plus visually shares the same sharp, angular design language of the second-gen NX, with Lexus's bold spindle grille, albeit tuned for airflow cooling, sculpted sidelines, and a kick-up near the rear C-pillar that gives a sense of upward motion. Subtle design cues distinguish it as the PHEV version: a charging flap on one side, usually front fender, unique badging, 450h Plus, and some aerodynamic tweaks, such as underbody panels to improve efficiency. Dimensions are approximately 4,660 millimeters in length, 1,860 millimeters in width, and 1,640 millimeters in height, making it close in footprint to competitors like the Audi Q5, though a bit more upright in design. Ground clearance is moderate, appropriate for urban and light off-asphalt use. The wheelbase and track widths provide a stable platform, and wheel sizes generally range up to 20 inches depending on trim, with tires chosen for a balance of grip and ride cushioning. On the interior front, the NX 450h Plus shares much of its design with the regular NX models, but includes PHEV-specific instrumentation and controls, such as charge and EV mode toggle buttons. Lexus calls the cockpit design Tazuna, meaning it curves toward the driver for an immersive feel. The dashboard is bold and layered with high-quality materials, soft leathers, Alcantara inserts and higher trims, wood or metal trim accents, and seamless fit and finish. Lexus has moved away from the controversial touchpad interface of earlier models. The NX now offers the Lexus Link infotainment system with two main choices: a 9.8-inch touchscreen entry system, Lexus Link Connect, or a more premium 14-inch Lexus Link Pro screen in higher trims. The system supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth, and embedded navigation via a DCM, offering cloud-based route updates and real-time traffic. Voice control, Hey Lexus, is built in, enabling natural language commands for climate, navigation, media, and some vehicle controls. The instrument cluster is a digital display, varying size depending on trim, and ahead of it may be a heads-up display, HUD, in premium trims. Center console houses the drive mode dial, EV/HV mode switch, and mixed regen selection. In more premium versions, dual zone or even tri-zone climate control is available, along with features like heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and a heated steering wheel. The rear seating area offers reasonable space. 2 full-size adults can fit comfortably, and a third can sit in the middle if necessary, although the center seat is slightly raised due to the floor packaging. The low center tunnel, since the rear motor is compact, helps mitigate intrusion, though legroom may not beat some rivals. Headroom is adequate, though tall passengers may notice limited clearance if sunroof is fitted. One of the impressive things about the NX 450h Plus is that its boot space is hardly compromised by the PHEV hardware. It offers about 525 liters of cargo volume with the rear seats up, which is in fact slightly more, about 4 liters more, than the non-PHEV NX 350h version. Folding the rear seats, 60-40 split, expands the cargo volume to about 1,436 liters. The load floor remains flat, and the tailgate is wide, making loading easier. Underfloor space is limited. Spare wheel may be omitted or replaced by repair kit in some trims due to the battery placement, so there's less room for underfloor storage cubbies. In terms of safety and driver assistance, the NX 450h Plus comes equipped with Lexus Safety System Plus, the 3rd generation, as standard, which includes pre-collision system with pedestrian, bicyclist, and motorcycle detection, lane tracing assist, lane departure alert with steering assist, road sign assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and intelligent high beams. In junctions, the system can detect incoming traffic or crossing pedestrians, improving collision avoidance coverage by about 36% over previous generations. On higher trims, parking assistance features such as 360-degree camera, front and rear parking sensors, rear cross-traffic braking, and even automated parking are available. In some markets, Lexus offers Intelligent Park Assist in 2025 450h Plus models. In crash tests, the NX family has achieved strong results, for example, 5-star Euro NCAP ratings in many regions. The build quality, body structure strength, and passive safety elements, airbags, occupant protection, are all engineered to Lexus's high standards. Regarding emissions and fuel economy, Lexus quotes combined cycle figures, factoring EV and petrol use, of around 256 to 314 miles per gallon imperial or ultra-low grams per kilometer CO2, which are ideal for tax and benefit schemes in many regions. However, real-world fuel economy depends greatly on usage patterns. In daily commuting within the EV range, fuel use is minimal. On longer journeys, the efficiency behaves more like a good conventional hybrid or even efficient petrol SUV. In practice, many long-term testers report fuel economy comparable to diesel SUVs in similar segments when the battery runs dry. CO2 emissions, being low when battery use is high, make the 450h Plus an attractive option from a regulatory and taxation perspective. In terms of charging infrastructure compatibility, although it doesn't support ultra-fast DC charging, it is AC only. The 2.45 to 2.75 hour charge time on a 7.4 kilowatt AC source is sufficient for overnight replenishment.